Hello everyone. Today's video is going to be extremely important, because there are a lot of new things happening behind the scenes of the Skibidi series, and all signs are pointing toward the possibility that the next episode may already be finished and just waiting to be uploaded. The community has been full of confusion, debates, and mixed opinions lately, so in this video I'm going to break everything down slowly, clearly, and in full detail so everyone understands what's really going on. Before we get into the main topic, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Skibidi updates can drop at any moment, and with how unpredictable things have been recently, you definitely don't want to miss anything important. Over the past few days, many fans started noticing something unusual on Defuck's YouTube channel. Without any announcement or public upload, there were quiet changes made to the playlist section. At first, it didn't seem like a big deal, but once people looked closer and compared it to how the playlists appeared before, it became clear that something had changed. Playlist updates almost never happen randomly, especially for a series as carefully managed as Skibidi Toilet. In most cases, when playlists are adjusted like this, it means a video already exists on the channel. It could be uploaded privately, unlisted, or even fully scheduled. This is why the community immediately began speculating, because this type of activity usually happens right before a release, not weeks in advance for no reason. So guys, based on this, we're now left with two major possibilities, and both of them are huge. The first possibility is that Skibidi Toilet episode 80 is already fully completed. Not partially finished, not still being edited, but fully done and uploaded privately. Defuck could simply be waiting for the perfect moment to release it. This could be for pacing reasons, personal reasons, or even to allow hype to build naturally before dropping the episode suddenly. This wouldn't be unusual at all. In the past, we've seen episodes completed earlier than expected and then released later. Sometimes this happens because Defuck wants to make sure everything is perfect, and other times it's to manage stress or avoid rushing the next project. So the idea that episode 80 is already finished is actually very realistic. The second possibility is that this upload isn't episode 80, but instead a brand new episode from the Skibidi Toilet Emergence series. Emergence has grown far beyond being just a side project. It's now deeply connected to the main storyline and often sets up major events before they happen in the main episodes. A new Emergence episode would easily explain the playlist changes and the lack of a public announcement so far. What makes this even more interesting is that Emergence episodes usually drop without much warning. They're often used to shift the story, introduce new ideas, or prepare the audience for something big. So if this upload turns out to be an Emergence episode, it could be laying the groundwork for something massive in episode 80. If you take the time to check the playlists yourself, you'll notice that this isn't just people overreacting. Something has clearly been adjusted. This is why many fans are saying this is one of the strongest signs we've had in a long time that a new upload is very close. Now let's talk about what this could mean if the upload really is episode 80, because this episode feels like it could change everything. Episode 80 doesn't feel like a normal continuation. It feels like a turning point, the kind of episode that pushes the story into a completely new direction. For a long time now, the Astro Toilets have been dominating the battlefield. They've had control, superior technology, and the advantage in most major confrontations. The Alliance, on the other hand, has mostly been reacting, defending, and trying to survive. Episode 80 could finally be the moment where that dynamic starts to change. There's a strong possibility that the Alliance might finally launch a proper counterattack. Not just a small resistance, but a coordinated push that forces the Astro Toilets to adapt instead of dominate. If that happens, it would mark the beginning of a much more intense phase of the war. One of the biggest reasons people are so excited about episode 80 is the possible return of Titan Speaker Man. There have been multiple hints, comments, and subtle confirmations suggesting that Titan Speaker Man's return is getting closer. If he fully returns in this episode, it will be one of the biggest moments in the entire Skibidi series. Titan Speaker Man has always been more than just a powerful character. He represents hope for the Alliance and fear for their enemies. His presence alone changes the flow of battle. If he returns stronger, upgraded, or more experienced than before, the balance of power could shift almost instantly. If Titan Speaker Man fights alongside the Alliance again, we could see some of the most intense and cinematic action scenes the series has ever delivered. The combination of his raw power and the Alliance's evolving strategies could finally push the Astro Toilets into a defensive position, something we haven't seen in a long time. But action isn't the only thing episode 80 might focus on. There's also a growing sense that internal conflicts are coming. The series has been slowly hinting that not everyone within the alliances is fully loyal or on the same page. Pressure, fear, and desperation can change people, and episode 80 could reveal betrayals, secrets, or major disagreements. If that happens, it could completely change how the story moves forward. Internal conflict can be just as dangerous as external enemies, and this episode might show that the war isn't just about fighting the Astro Toilets anymore, but also about trust and survival within the alliance itself. That's why this moment feels so important. Whether this upload turns out to be episode 80 or a new Emergence episode, it's clear that the Skibidi universe is about to enter a new phase. Things are shifting, plans are being set in motion, and the next release could reshape everything we know so far. To summarize everything clearly, playlist changes strongly suggest that a video already exists, the next episode could already be finished and scheduled, a new Emergence episode is also very possible, Titan Speaker Man's return may finally happen, the Alliance could start pushing back against the Astro Toilets, and internal conflicts could dramatically change the story. Make sure to keep a close eye on Defuck's channel over the next few days, because when something drops, it could drop without warning. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think episode 80 is already finished, or are we getting a new Emergence episode first? Are you excited for what's coming next? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.